Welcome back, everybody.
Hi there. Welcome to episode 10.
Episode 10.
I can't wait till next episode to see what she does.
11.
Well, yeah, you're going to say 11, but I mean, like with your hands.
Oh, yeah. We'll figure it out.
Okay. So today we're going to talk about
Old Fantasyland, which is really Fantasyland.
Yeah.
Not Old Fantasyland. It's just the older part.
It's the original.
Original? Not really.
No, because it's changed a
Old
lot.
Fantasyland!
Or Fantasyland!
Yay! We already talked to you about the new additions to Fantasyland. So today we're going to tell you a little bit about the Fantasyland that was already existing before they added on the new stuff. So.
Right. So we want to go Fantasyland. You know, remember last week we talked about Tomorrowland, so you go there and then it just leads right into Fantasyland.
Yeah.
So you go through and you walk a little bit, but then you can tell that it totally changes atmosphere. Yeah. The music changes, everything's totally different.
If you look, even the concrete and the walkways, they change as the music changes as you change into each different land. Awesome. So there's something for you to look out for. So
as you're walking, we're not going to really go the whole way that we did because Fantasyland is kind of cut up. It's not as nice and neat as Tomorrowland or some of the other ones. But so we're just going to go through some of the rides that we think are mentionables, but really all the rides. Yeah.
So first, we're going to start with It's a Small World After All.
One thing that you always got to start with, this is just a lot of people's classic ride. Now, no pressure. If you're a newbie, you have to decide what is that one ride that I'm going to ride first. When we took Libby for our first trip last year, we said it was kind of like this big deal. It really wasn't, but I made it a bigger deal. But it was like, what ride is she going to go on first? Her very first ride ever. And so we did It's a Small World.
Right. It doesn't have to be your first ride, but it's definitely a ride. Don't listen to everybody else. If you've never been, this is your first time going, you have to ride it. It is a classic. It's a song that is timeless, and the dolls that are inside, it's really cute. Well, what it is, it's a little boat ride that it takes, what did we say, 20 minutes?
I'm not sure. I will insert it here.
Insert it there. But it takes, I remember, about 20 minutes, depending upon if the ride goes slow at the end. But you will walk through the different, you don't walk through, you ride through the different countries, and they don't exactly tell you what country you're in, but you can tell by the culture that it creates. And Disney, as they do everything, is spot on. So when you're in like a Hawaii-ish, Polynesian, you have the little hula dancers, and it's really, really cute. And it's all these different dolls, not like porcelain dolls, but they're really cool. If we have a picture, we can maybe just splash a picture up here for you and show you. But it's a lot of fun, and
there's a little bit of controversy to this too, though. You kind of, some people really dislike this ride because they're like, oh my gosh, you hear this song over and over. It's so boring. But it's my husband's favorite ride. It's some people in our circles that is like, they're like, I have to go on Small World. Me, I love it. I love the song, but it's not my absolute favorite.
No, but it's definitely a must-do. Lemon Sisters must-do.
Yeah, absolutely. It's a classic. It's just a classic.
Yes.
Really cool thing that's going to happen is, I think in October, they're coming out with a set at Disney Store of the dolls.
Yes, so you could have a Small World in your Small World.
Yay! I think they're coming out with 5 of the different dolls. One of them being the hula doll, which I'm so excited about.
Yeah.
I definitely said, well, we'll have to buy 5. All 5, and then we'll have to put 5 away and 5. But I think they're great.
They're going to be so cute, and definitely something they haven't done before, and so we're looking forward to that.
Next ride is the Mad Tea Party.
Teacups.
The teacups is what they're referred to. And this is a super fun ride. But if you have motion sickness in any way,
don't ride it.
Don't. It is crazy. It basically, you're in this huge teacup, and it spins around. Now, it can spin 2 different ways. One, it automatically spins. The whole platform spins around, and then your individual cup spins around. But there's a wheel inside that makes it go faster.
So if you're riding with somebody that can spin it really fast, it makes it even more fun. And you kind of just grab the wheel and spin it around.
Right.
But the other downside to this is it's a pretty tight squeeze.
Yeah.
So if you have, a lot of people in your group, you're going to have to split up into different teacups. And not many people can fit in the teacups. And if you're of the larger size, it's a really tight fit. However, I know almost every person in my family is dizzy at all the kind of stuff. My husband can't handle it. I'm riding the teacups next time.
Really, the two of us are the only ones. Yeah. And Libby rode it last time.
Aww, so we're going to ride it with her.
Yeah, so we'll ride it with her, but everybody else gets sick on us. So
yeah.
They get sick even watching us or taping us.
Yeah.
So there'll be probably no clips.
But it's lots of fun. And the teacups are kind of a reference to, they are a reference to Alice in Wonderland.
Yeah.
So about the Mad Tea Party, and
it's got the fun song and
fun song, and it has the tea kettle in the middle, and then just watch, because every once in a while the tea kettle pops up and you'll see somebody.
It's so cute.
Keep an eye out.
Next ride is really not a ride. It's PhilharMagic.
PhilharMagic. It's kind of like a show. You're in a theater. Mm-hmm. Think of a movie theater, like you were going to see the movies, and it's a screen, but it's kind of a panoramic screen, if that's the right word.
Yeah, it's kind of,
panoramic.
It's wide.
I have word issues, in case you haven't noticed. It's like super wide, like takes up the entire wall. And what is it?
Oh,
I
was just listening to you.
Oh.
Okay, so it is an apparently I have trouble too. It's an interactive movie show. It's kind of a movie, I guess.
Yeah.
But it's 3D, and so you get your little glasses as you go in. There's these they're bright yellow, right?
Yes,
I think
they're bright yellow.
And you go in there and you sit in the seating. Little note that if you've got some very large people in your family, they don't sit very well, but they do have handicap seats in the back, so where you can sit better there. And but you go in and you sit down and you're ready for it, but it's a music-based kind of movie.
Yeah.
And so but it's interactive. We don't want to ruin everything, but just be prepared for some cool stuff.
Yeah, and it brings all of your senses into the show.
Hint.
Did you just wink too?
I didn't.
No, okay. Anyway, so it's really cool. And then before you go in, take a look around. Anytime you're in a queue or a line or in a room waiting to go into something with Disney, you want to always look around. Be aware of everything around you, because they do not leave anything untouched. They have every little detail down. And even like if you're a music person like I am, I look for all those little things. So like the door handles are treble clefs, and they have little hidden Mickeys inside of those. So it's really cool to just look at your surroundings. Don't just like speed in, but take a second to look around and really experience the full ride. And then when you leave the Mickey's PhilharMagic, make sure to go into the shop that is right outside of there and look into the ceiling, because at the end of the show something happens and you see the rest of what happened inside of that shop.
It's pretty cool. But the shop in general has a lot of musical-based gifts and souvenirs and stuff. So it's something, and a lot of times everybody's leaving, so you don't really pay attention and you kind of just go out. So make sure you make a stop.
Go to the right.
Speaking of stopping, I'm sorry. Her Mickey earrings are not straight.
Let me turn these.
I'm listening to her, but all I can think about is Mickey earrings. There you go. All right, so
next up, we really like this ride. This is Peter Pan's Flight.
It is absolutely my favorite ride.
Oh,
I'm not sure. It is my favorite ride of all time. I love it. I really love Peter Pan. I love the whole movie. I love Peter Pan 2. It's really nice. You've never even watched it?
I've seen Peter Pan 2.
I'm not sure you have. I think it's
I'm not a big sequel person.
Killing my heart.
So
anyhow, Peter Pan's Flight basically is you get into the ship.
A ship.
And you go in there, and it takes you off into the air, and you fly around the story of Peter Pan.
So then you fly through England and London, and like you're going through the Darling's house, and you even see Nana. And make sure you look at all the little details, because as I said, the previous ride, there's so many hidden Mickeys.
What is a hidden Mickey? Tell everybody.
Hidden Mickeys are things that the artists and the people that have made the ride... Imagineers, that's their name. They have these hidden Mickeys. It could be a silhouette, or it could just, you know, be an actual Mickey, like, head, like his actual face somewhere. Or it could just be, you know, the shape of the 3 circles. It is amazing how many places you can find them. And we're going to have a video on all the hidden Mickeys at some point.
That we know of.
That we know of. Because there's so many more that aren't even, like, identified. Like, Disney keeps adding on so much. So, make sure you watch for them because it's really cool. But you get to go through, like,
it's
the
so
fights, and it is
you
really
ride through the pirate ship. It's just, it is such a fun little ride. And
kids will love it.
Yeah. It's just a classic ride. It's been there for, I don't even know how long.
They better never take it away.
Oh, I'll be so mad.
We will get you this.
But we'll forgive you, I'm
yes.
sure.
All right.
So the next one is Prince Charming's Regal Carousel.
Oh.
Okay, so the carousel. And I really like this ride, but there's a couple of issues that I have with it.
Oh, what?
Okay, so it has like 3 or 4 deep, okay, of the horses. Oh gosh, they're so pretty. But part of the issue that you have, like, we took Libby on it this year, and you know, she was like, well, how old? 14 months?
Only, she was
14 months. So she was little, but you know, you got to get a picture and you got to ride it. And so I rode it with her, but she was floppy and stuff, and so it was kind of like, it went so high up in the air.
They do get pretty high.
I mean, Tim is 6'3", and he's all like, trying to help us, and you know, he rode next to us, but it was just kind of hard because it goes high. But I remember one time our mom went, and I don't even know if she remembers this, but it's really funny. She was on one, and we were all, like, together. Like, there was 4 of us on the ride, and so we all took a horse together. And the way that they stopped, she stopped all the way in the air. Now, she's like, what, 5'2"?
If that.
I mean,
she's a 5'2".
Yeah, something. She's shrinking, but oh well. So, she was at the very top, so they had to, like, come on, what? So it was so funny, but it was like, oh, I hope that never happens to me. Probably will, since I just laughed at her about it. But it was, you gotta be careful. It's real high. So if you've got little ones that are on by themselves, just kind of watch that.
Yeah.
But little secret about it is that there is actually the royal horse, Cinderella's horse, that's on there. And it is the unique one. And the way that you know is that it has a gold ribbon tied around its tail.
Aww.
So it's actually in the 2nd row from the outside. So next time you're there, try to get that horse. That's a really cool thing. Now, some other people know this trick, so they get it. But I think it's pretty cool to find. And just like the Disney details, it's right there.
Yeah, that little detail just makes it a little extra special.
And what's outside of the carousel?
Right outside the carousel, you'll see this big, huge stone and the big, huge sword stuck in the stone, which is from the Sword in the Stone.
Clever.
I know, right? You like how they did that? So, and it has a little plaque there enticing everyone to try to pull the sword out of the stone. And of course, my husband had to try it both times that we've been together. 3 times? Every time we've been together, he's tried it. We're going to try to find a picture and insert it here, but clearly he never got the sword out of the stone. Sad day. But it's a great picture photo op. And
right, next ride is Winnie-the-Pooh.
One of my favorites. As you know, I love Winnie-the-Pooh and Stitch, and Winnie-the-Pooh ride is so much fun.
Yeah, it's great.
You like it.
It's okay. It's not that amazing.
Well, if you've noticed, Disney World a couple years ago figured out that people are waiting in their lines a lot. And something that they needed to do was make the line queues interactive. So you'll find this throughout several of the lines.
The newer updated rides.
The newer updated rides. And one of the things they did with Winnie-the-Pooh is, as you are going through the queue, there's little like games the kids can play with.
It's all like garden themed.
Yeah,
and,
because it looks like Rabbit's Garden.
Yeah.
So it keeps, obviously Disney's awesome, and they'll keep in the theme of Winnie-the-Pooh. And then you get to these huge screens, and they look like flowing honey down these screens. And it is so cool because it tells you to wipe the honey away to find the characters. And behind, they're just amazing. I don't know how they do it, but it's like a touch screen.
Fancy.
They're fancy. But you swipe your hand against the honey on the screen, and it wipes it away to reveal the character. And then, of course, the honey starts dripping back down and covers it back up again. So that's really cool. And then, the ride itself is a honey pot.
It's really cute, actually.
I love it. And then it goes through the many adventures of Winnie-the-Pooh.
And it's because it was where Mr. Toad's Wild Ride was, right?
Yeah.
So it's kind of it is bumpy and twirly, but nothing too intense.
Slow pace.
Yeah.
Slow
your kids.
Slow pace.
Yes. Your kids will love it. We took Libby on it. It was no problem.
Yeah.
So, you will enjoy it. One of the cool thing is when you come off, there's actually a shop as you come out again. Yeah. And one of the things that they have there is it's actually a lot of baby stuff at the Winnie-the-Pooh after the ride.
I don't know why, but yeah.
Yeah, so and one of the cast members, we were looking for something for Libby at that time, and so they sent us there and said, oh, go look over there. They might have that certain outfit or something like that. So
definitely cool. You have to go try it out.
So I think we hit all the rides in Fantasyland.
Yeah.
But there's one mention that we need to do. This is one of the places that we always go when we're in Fantasyland. We'll try to go.
Yeah.
Is that we go to
Pinocchio's Village Haas. I hope I said that right.
What do they have there?
Food!
Okay.
Yay.
They have lots of food.
Okay.
And I don't know, we used to go there when we were little. I know they've changed the menu.
Yeah, we haven't gone there a lot recently.
We went there our last trip, and we actually sat up at the top because you can see and look out over at Small World. It shows you into the ride as people are loading and unloading. So that's a really fun...
It's a pretty scenery.
Yeah, it's a really fun place to eat. But they have some, pizza, some flatbread pizzas, some subs. Libby had macaroni and cheese.
Of course.
Because that's all she eats.
But the other cool thing about them is it's all themed Pinocchio. And since there's not really a Pinocchio ride, this is where you get your Pinocchio nostalgia from.
Exactly.
And there's Geppetto and all kinds of scenery, and it's kind of gives you a German feeling, just like in Pinocchio.
And I think it has a little patio outside that you can eat outside, you can eat inside, you can eat upstairs. It's just
they
a
were
big,
under
nice
construction
place.
last time I was there.
Oh, really?
Yeah, last time I was there, they were under construction,
close.
so we didn't see it.
So it's a really good place to eat. We like it. We deserved an honorable mention. It's one of those quick service that we enjoy there.
We would say definitely try.
Yeah. So
no Pecos Bills, but it'll do.
Shh, that's another land.
I love Pecos Bills.
We'll talk about that when we get to that land.
Okay.
Anyhow. So, that's all for Fantasyland.
Yay!
We love it. Definitely the second land you should go to.
Yes.
There is a section of Fantasyland, sort of, that we're going to be talking about next.
Yep. So stay tuned for, can I tell them?
Yeah, go ahead.
Cinderella's Castle.
Yay.
This is the first thing you see when you walk in and the last thing you see before you leave. And we will tell you all about it because it's more than just a building.
Oh, that's clever.
Stay tuned.
Da, 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 in her best voice. All right, so make sure that you sign up for the newsletters and like us, subscribe.
Like this video if you like it.
If you're watching, tell people about it.
Yeah.
They might enjoy it too. And they might be planning a trip and want to know all about it.
So leave us a response, comments, tell all your friends and family about us. And until next time,
have a magical day. Thank you.